Hello, Modified Rabbit here. I know it's been so long since I've done, like, Facebook, rant, and I have a few that I need to do, that have, all, screen caps and stuff for me to refer to and whatnot, because I forget after a little while, but, I just I just woke up recently from a very short sleep because I didn't take my medicine for my insomnia, and I'm up and I just took it, so I'm waiting for it to kick in, and I'm like, I was surfing Facebook for a good couple minutes, and this isn't the first post I've seen about it, but it's like the one that broke the camel's back, or whatever euphemism you want to use, and uh, it's about like the Cardi B and people comparing Cardi B and Bill Cosby, what they did, and people being mad about it, like comparing those two. And, you know, I would understand, you know, the posts I'm seeing of them going, oh, well, it's not the same thing if you drug and rape someone and if you drug and rob someone, because, yes, those are different, other than the being drugged part, which is really fucked up. But this is the part that's making me mad. I'm seeing in these posts, these same posts, like the people that are making these posts mad about it, saying that there's a difference between the two, uh, admitting to talking about whatever about her actually having sex with them while they were drugged. That makes it the same. They were fucking raped. And like, then talking about how they consented to it before being drugged, consented to the sex, not the being drugged part, but consented to the sex before being drugged. And I'm like, that's still fucking rape. She drugged them. You know, I don't understand what people don't get about being drugged and someone having sex with you while you're drugged. Um, that's rape, because you can't continue to consent, because having sex isn't just a consent before sex. Because you can change your mind during, you could be like, well, I don't like that position, I don't want to do it this way. There's a whole bunch of different things during sex that you could be all like, I don't want to do, and drugs can totally impair your ability to make that judgment or understand even what's going on, so you don't even know that something you wouldn't normally like to do is going on, and it can impair your ability to say no during sex, during those things. Like, if so, I'm like, I keep having to like make these comments like, that's still rape. What if, like, you don't know what all went on? The only person that knows what all went on 100% is her, and that's it, because they were drugged. They don't know, they might recall some parts of it, but they don't know all of what went on. If they had sex while they were drugged, then that's really fucked up. That's rape. Like, I don't see why people don't get that, and what the fuck is up with that. Like, and it's like these people are focusing on the wrong thing, first of all, with the whole, oh, well, it's, not comparable. It's like, why are you, it's just making you look like, if you're not even saying in those types of statuses that what she did was extremely fucked up and she's a shit ass person, and all you're saying is, well, these aren't comparable, type thing. And you're just looking like you're like defending her, and then see comments, well, it's different. I like in this last status, oh, I could be friends with somebody that does the other thing but not the rape. It's like, how can you be friends with somebody that drugs people without their consent? But then also say that, well, they consented to sex before being drugged, and that, admit that she had sex with them uh, while they were drugged, but then you say that, that's not rape or something somehow, and you can be friends with somebody like that. You're a shitty person if that's that's the kind of crap that you're saying. Stop it. You know, and I'm like, just at the point to where I'm done explaining to people about, you know, in these statuses about why they're wrong when I'm seeing them start to talk about how, like, I guess, how she still had sex with them after they were drugged, and saying that it wasn't rape because, you know, they said yes beforehand. Yeah, it's rape. They were still raped if she drugged them. They didn't say okay to drugs. Like, even if they said okay to drugs, that would still impair their mind. Like, legal processes and stuff, people can't make, it's not legal for them to make, you know, decisions like, you know, what would require a lawyer or anything like that. You can't, like, make decisions while under the influence. Even if you took those drugs and you put yourself under the influence, you can't do that because, you know, the legal system knows that you, even though you put yourself in that state, you are now impaired and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So even if they had, like, taken the drugs themselves, which in this case they didn't, she drugged them without their consent, but even if they had taken the drugs themselves and then she had sex with them, that's still rape. I mean, it's not as severe as, you know, drugging someone without their consent and then having sex with them. That's, you know, a little bit worse, but either way, it's still rape because that person can no longer continue to consent to sex. They can't continue to consent to anything that's going on. She could have taken off condoms, as she, you know, maybe they weren't going to use condoms, but they were going to pull out, and she could have, you know, kept going and not had them do that. And then, you know, they could have been doing some junk that they didn't want to do normally, you know. She could have put a finger in their bum and they would have said no to it if they were drugged, or if they weren't drugged, you know. If you're gonna admit that she had sex with them after they were drugged, then you need to admit that she raped them, and stop saying that it's the same. It's not the same thing that Bill Cosby, you know, drugged and raped some women, and her drugging and raping some dudes, you know, or drugging and having sex with some dudes. I guess because, you know, a lady did it. I don't know why people are so hard up for defending this. You know, like, even saying, you know, these people are, like, saying, you know, yeah, she had sex with them, blah, 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 you know, and thinking it's funny. You know, it's like, if it were a dude that drugged a chick to steal from her, but also had sex with her, even though she said yes before being drugged, but, you know, then he had sex with her after he drugged her without her consent, I'm pretty sure we'd see a lot more different posts from a lot of these people, but nope, it happened to some dudes by a lady, and lots of people don't really like to admit that, you know, rape goes on between those two in that order, and it's just really big bullshit, and I'm tired of seeing it. At this point, I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna start deleting anybody that I see that kind of crap from. I'm not even gonna bother explaining anymore because I'm pretty sure they just don't care and they don't want to see what's going on. And it's like, if the stuff that's being explained went on, if she admitted to having sex with him after being drugged, you know, after they drugged her, or she drugged him, or whatever, it's just like she raped them. So that's plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, they were impaired, they weren't able to continue to consent during sex. That's it. So, you know, I can't, like, I'm not laughing right now, like, it's a nervous whatever, I can't, like, it's ridiculous how this is even a thing that I have to talk about. Anywho, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna go to bed. I'm gonna edit, like, well, not edit this video, but I'm gonna post it later. I don't edit these, so they're just kind of my rambles, so whatever. Until next time.